Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I brought my good friend Ashea from the salon that I work at in Lynchburg, Virginia. We're going to be talking about 2018 fall trends. Alright, so today we're going to talk about blondes, brunettes, and redheads and talk about how you can, if you're already those colors, how you can transition it into the fall. And if you're not already a blonde and you're wanting to become a blonde, you can kind of choose these fall blonde looks or vice versa for the reds or the brunettes. And make sure you stay all the way to the end because I'm going to be telling you my favorite fall look this year and I cannot wait to share with you. Alright, so let's start. Alright, so let's start off talking about blondes because I know the blondes have more fun. I'm sure you'll argue that later when we talk about brunettes. Ways that blondes can kind of transition into fall. The first thing, a shadow root. A shadow root is basically you're going to be putting on a darker color over your highlights. It's kind of like a smudge root and it just adds some depth in there.
Best thing with the shadow root is that it's not a permanent change. Right. You can always just let it fade out and get your highlights touched up and you're back to your summer look, or you can get it brightened up again.
Secondly, you can take your existing blonde highlights or balayage, whatever you have, and just tone them down a little bit so they're just not as bright as they were for summer. So just kind of transition that into a fall look. Warm colors are really amazing for fall. You could even like tone it down to be like a vanilla, French vanilla, or like a honey cream. That'd be really pretty.
Yeah, you can just change the tone or the shade. The shade is the level of blonde and the tone is cool or warm. Yep. So there's endless possibilities.
Absolutely. Another thing that you can do is you can add some dimension in there. So lowlights are always a good way to kind of go darker for fall, but still having that overall blonde look. A lot of times, I know you love to do this, I do this too. We'll just bring the lowlights about halfway, kind of around the ear point, and not bringing them all the way down. Why do you do that?
I do that because everyone wants to see brightness on the ends. Your eye follows brightness. So if you are trying to grow out your hair or you want your hair to look longer, don't bring your lowlights all the way down. And also your hair kind of tapers down at the end, so if you put too much depth in there, then it looks more straggly than it actually is.
And then finally for blondes, you can do, some people call it a reverse ombre. Basically, it's kind of what we were talking about, it's just bringing the lowlights down halfway. So it's kind of adding that rooty look to there just to add some more depth and dimension up at the root.
And it doesn't have to be all of it. It can just be like big pieces or small pieces. Yeah. You can decide how much depth and how much contrast you really want.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so let's hear it for the brunette girls.
Woo!
Okay, so with brunettes, you can do... With brunettes, we're pretty much the most boring hair. Just kidding. You can add depth and dimension, add deeper lowlights. Yeah. You can brighten it up a little bit by adding some highlights, and they don't have to be like super blonde. You can just add a few shades lighter.
What's really cool about what Ashea just did to her hair is you used to be a blonde, and so she just recently went darker. Well, she's got all of these highlights underneath here, so over time, they're gonna kind of lighten and she's gonna see a lot of dimension in her hair.
Yeah, and if you are blonde and you're going to dark, definitely don't use a permanent. You want to use a semi or demi-permanent because if you ever want to go back to blonde, you don't want to have to cut through all of that permanent color.
Right, so that can create a lot of damage.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you do like to go back and forth and switch between the seasons, make sure that your hairstylist isn't doing a permanent color.
And if you're a brunette and you're too scared to go too light or too dark and you just want to change your tone, you can get a demi-permanent shine gloss that has like a tint in it. You can go warmer or cooler and just try things out a little bit.
Let's talk about reds. Red is kind of like the definition of fall, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Do you ever see that like natural redhead and you're like, can I just on here?
So for reds, there's a lot of things you can do. What's really amazing about reds is there's so much variation in what a red is, from the coppery to even like that strawberry blonde, all the way to just like the really vibrant red, or getting into like the violets and the mahoganies. I mean, if you're already a red, you can definitely add some depth to it. You could add like more depth to the root, is really popular.
And if you're a natural head, you have natural highlights and lowlights
Right.
already. So just enhancing that, or if you have too many highlights and you want to try some lowlights, then just add that.
Yeah, you can even just do a shine treatment would be really amazing, because over summer it's really easy when you're in the sun and the pool just to get really dull. So just having a shine treatment and just kind of refresh the ends even is really awesome. So my favorite fall trend this year, I'm so excited about it, is well, I don't really like how it's called, but it's called the mushroom hair. I don't know if y'all have seen it all over Pinterest, but it's pretty cool. It's actually, we've been talking a lot about like warmer tones throughout this video, but it's a very cool tone for fall, and it's also really cool. See what I did there? So basically, it's gonna have those really cool, but still like rich, fruity top, and then kind of balayage and lighten through the ends. We're putting in those super silver ashy blonde tones, and there is some variations on like how dark, how light on the ends, but yeah, definitely check out Pinterest because the mushroom brown hair color is all over it, and I'm obsessed.
Thank you so much for tuning in to our fall hair trends video. Make sure to subscribe down below and follow on Instagram for more inspirational looks for this fall. See you next time.
Bye.